So very interesting to consider that I was born in a KGB laboratory on the outskirts of St. Petersburg in 1990. It's very interesting to note that the Genome Project that created me via KGB continuums was actually being run by British intelligence operatives at the top level. Although the staff at the laboratory were KGB agents, the whole show was being run by British intelligence. Indeed, throughout the Cold War years and throughout the entire Soviet Union, British intelligence ran the KGB. British intelligence even ran the Okhrana before the KGB, way back into the Romanov era. British intelligence were running Russian intelligence. So it's interesting to consider the entire conflict between Britain and Russia in the modern world is staged. There is no conflict. Indeed, the intelligence and security structures of both Britain and Russia are run by exactly the same people. The Cecil family dominate British intelligence and have done for nearly 500 years. Indeed, this coincides with the control of Muscovy and later Russia by the British ever since the 1500s. Indeed, the Cecil family had a very big part to play in all of this. And basically, I'm alone on this island with no friends and a supposed family that isn't actually my family, who are connected by blood titles to the Bank of England. So I'm basically stuck in a very precarious position. Indeed, I do not like the majority of British people. Indeed, I do not like all Russians either. So it's all very interesting to consider the fact that I'm being cast as a Russian agent operating for the Kremlin. This isn't actually true. Indeed, my networks in Russia are networks of psychiatric patients from the Russian mental health system, just as my networks in Britain are psychiatric patients from the British mental health system. Indeed, all of my networks are psychiatric patients, so it's all very interesting to consider. However, I do support certain Russian activities concerning, for instance, Serkia. I support these activities wholly. Indeed, the British aristocracy, the British nobility, the British intelligence services, the British security services, and the British police have kept the Anglo peoples in bondage for centuries. And it is very upsetting that Anglo people are ready to defend such institutions as Devizes police. It's very upsetting considering Devizes police are engaged in the rape of toddlers and harvesting of organs. So it's very interesting to consider. Indeed, I was explaining how the KGB is known as the organs and talking about how Felix Jasinski's network set up the organ traffic across Europe in the 1930s. But you have to consider the fact that the KGB, and indeed the GRU, which is itself run by the KGB, which now goes under official state functions as the FSB and the SVR being the KGB's old foreign directorate, you have to consider that the KGB is run by British intelligence through the Masonic Lodge. So the infiltration of the British Masonic Lodges by the KGB and the GRU during the Cold War years was actually a facade because the Masonic Lodge was controlling the KGB and the GRU the whole time. So you have to look at things the way they are. Indeed, the creation of the KGB was a British intelligence operation, and the original ranks of the hierarchy of the KGB were staffed by Sabbateans, and the Sabbateans, i.e., the Donlek cult, have always been British intelligence conduits. So it's all very interesting to consider. Indeed, the Nazis were also British intelligence conduits, and a lot of what's gone on regarding Nazism, communism, and Zionism has all been false conflicts created by British intelligence. Now, who is at the top of the British intelligence hierarchy? The Cecil family. The Cecil family, whose current patriarch is Robert Gascoigne Cecil, who is an arch predator and eats babies. So it's all very interesting to consider who is running British intelligence. The real chief of British intelligence is. So Robert Gascoigne Cecil of Hatfield House, who is interestingly the Marquess of Salisbury, which is very interesting considering what went down with Sergei Skripal in 2018. One must consider that the GRU are coordinated by British intelligence. And one must also consider that Salisbury is 8 miles away from Porton Down, Britain's largest biochemical weapons research facility, military grade, in the United Kingdom. So, where did the Novichok appear from? Porton Down. So, it's all very interesting to consider. That was all a false setup by both the British intelligence services and security complexes, and indeed Wiltshire Police, and the GRU. What with the GRU being controlled by British intelligence, and all the GRU operatives involved being actually British intelligence operatives. So it's all very interesting to consider. Everyone is being hoaxed that there is a conflict between Britain and Russia, when British intelligence control the intelligence and security structure of the Russian Federation. Indeed, it's all very strange. And I found myself in a rather strange position. What with the only people who like me on this earth being a small number of psychiatric patients. So I'm not entirely sure what to do. Indeed, my exposure of Devizes Police opened up a can of worms and has made me public enemy number one in Wiltshire, which is quite interesting for me. Indeed, all of these supposed local gangsters in Devizes were reporting me to the police for exposing the police, which is really quite a strange thing. Indeed, I have theories on the supposed local gangsters in Devizes. They are all on the police's payroll. They are all police snitches. And they are all protected perverts. So it's all very interesting to consider the truth about Devizes. People who commit really terrible crimes, usually against very small children, and the crimes are so heinous that they can't be sent to prison, are taken to Devizes. And they live in the community in Devizes and basically operate as informants for Devizes police who are carrying out cartel operations there. Indeed, a lot of this centres around Walter Rose and Sons Butcher's shop, which is a prime conduit for organ harvesting, usually of homeless and Russians, interestingly, who are trafficked by the GRU to Devizes and then butchered by these creepy Masonic butchers. And their meat is sold as pork in Walter Rose and Sons Butcher's shop, and their organs are harvested and then trafficked out in Walter Rose and Sons Butcher's shop vans, and then sold in the black market in Belgium, Britain, and Australia, interestingly. So it's all very interesting to consider exactly what is going on down in Devizes. Indeed, these networks of butcher shop mafiosi, coordinated by Wiltshire Police Headquarters, indeed, the Police Commissioner Angus McPherson was heading these operations at the time, and he is heavily involved in gun running with Kurds, interestingly, and what with the majority of the rape gang phenomenon occurring in Devizes being peopled by Kurds, it's all quite interesting to consider the link there between the rape gangs and Angus McPherson, the former Wiltshire Police Commissioner, who, as I've stated, is gun running with Kurds for some endgame scenario regarding the fact that the police are going to need the Faith of Ishmael to protect them from the population, which is exactly why the police have brought in such large numbers of Faith of Ishmael adherents and then allowed them to go unmolested in their criminal activities. Indeed, there is a reason behind everything, but it seems I am the only person who has figured this out, and no one wants to listen to me, which is really, really frustrating. Indeed, I am actually trying to help the populations of these Anglo villages, but they're just not getting it. I do not understand at all what the problem is that people have with me. There are rumours that there are a lot of petty jealousies in Wiltshire regarding me. It's quite interesting that there are so many petty jealousies. Everyone is jealous of a lunatic. It's all very strange to consider. Indeed, I'm just a crazy man. But people cannot deal with me. Indeed. It's all very interesting to consider that I'm not actually the guy from Calm. I am his KGB double. However, we share certain similarities, but there are many differences also. So technically, I am an imposter, but I am not an imposter by choice. Indeed, I was put with the Field family, who are connected to the Bank of England, though I'm not sure they know it, which is even more interesting. I was put with the Field family in 2013, and I'm not sure exactly who put me with them because I have serious amnesia problems. Though I'm not sure why or how exactly I was put with the Field family of Calm. So it's all very interesting for me to try and figure out exactly what is going on. Indeed, I have to deal with the entire Wiltshire society who are acting as bots programmed to protect the Matrix. Indeed, what is interesting is there is a chick in Warminster who I believe my stars are aligned with. So I cannot go anywhere. And nobody in Warminster is going to be able to drive me out of town. I'm not even sure that they will want to drive me out of town. I might just be being paranoid. So it's all very interesting to consider. But this chick looks special. So it's all very, very interesting to consider. Indeed, Devizes police are monitoring my internet activity at the moment and finding that there isn't anything that particularly interests them in my online activity. Indeed, they're looking for a way to prosecute me for being something that I am not, which is all very interesting. And the Devizes police hacked into my computer and basically found that I am a very honest person. So this is the thing about Devizes police. They are not honest people. Indeed, it's all very interesting to consider that I will probably be used in some regard by the British intelligence services to kickstart the coming pseudo conflict between Britain and the Russian Federation. Indeed, I will probably be cast as a Russian terrorist. Indeed, I am a psychological terrorist, but alas, I do not work for the Russian state because I know that the Russian government, i.e., the Kremlin, the FSB, the SVR, i.e., the organs, the KGB, and the GRU, are all coordinated by British intelligence. So, why on earth would I work for state agencies that would mean I was working for the British intelligence services when I want to tear down the British intelligence services single handedly? Why on earth would I work for the Russian government? The Russian government is coordinated by the British government. Why on earth would I do that? My claims of being Saturn's alien GRU when I was exposing the devices organ child trafficking syndicate was a feint. It is known in the intelligence world as a feint, or simply a deception, which got devices police basically trying to check me out and find out if I worked for the Russian state. Now, as a spy, why would I reveal who I worked for? That is what is interesting in these redneck police, these country bumpkin morons of devices police running around trying to get special branch to check me out in that regard. It's very interesting indeed. Why go to special branch? Wouldn't it be better to go to the security services for that? But that shows a lot about devices police, really. They are really quite entertaining people. Indeed, there can be no compact or accord between me and devices police ever. After what they've done to me over the years, they were constantly harassing me, belittling me, beating me down, attempting to cast me as something that I am not, but they are. Which is very interesting. He who shouts the loudest. It's all very interesting for me to consider. Indeed, I am a spy, but I am a psychiatric patient spy. I do not work for the Russian government. So it's all very interesting because I know that the Russian government is controlled by the British one, i.e., the Russian intelligence and security structure is controlled by MI6. So it's all a very interesting scenario to consider. Indeed, Sakia's having a bit of trouble at the moment, I hear. I find this all very entertaining that Sakia's having a bit of trouble. Indeed, El Money is a friend of mine, so it's all very interesting to consider. However, I haven't spoken to him since 2017, so if devices police who are probably most probably watching this video want to try and link me to the recent events in London, they will not be able to because, to be honest, I had absolutely nothing to do with it. So it's all very interesting to consider that devices police are running around trying to chase connections. Indeed, I believe that the British security services have made fools of themselves also trying to trace my network. Indeed, they believed they'd found a link to Romania, which is interesting, considering the Department of State Security of Romania isn't independent from the British intelligence structure. So it's all very interesting, the British intelligence services trying to find connections between me and the Russian state and the Romanian state. But all of these people that they are investigating, they actually control, which shows a lot about the compartmentalization of the British intelligence and security structure. Indeed, these operatives that are searching for my networks in Romania and Russia do not realize that they're being led down a wild goose chase because British intelligence control the intelligence and security structures of Russia and Romania. However, the lower level operatives are not aware of this, and as I've stated, many of the lower level operatives of British intelligence are under some sort of mind control programming, be that Wizard of Oz, which was what I went through at some point, and Alice in Wonderland programming. So they are in very strange states of mind. Indeed, many British intelligence operatives are also microchipped mind control slaves. So It's all very interesting considering about 10, 11 days ago, Warminster was suddenly full of gang stalkers. Indeed, some of them I recognised having seen them on the streets before, but most of them I didn't recognise from locality. And they were all looking at me in a certain creepy way. And it was very interesting because I've read a lot about gang stalking, but I realise now I've actually seen it in action once before when I was living in fish ponds. The same thing happened, but I wasn't fully of my cognitive senses at the time, so I couldn't work out exactly what was going on. I was just wondering, why are all these people looking at me with these kind of disappointed, creepy looks, like I'd done something wrong? I haven't done anything wrong. This is what is absolutely crazy. Indeed, everyone in this county is trying to cast me as the villain. But what are they trying to defend by doing so? Ask yourselves that question. The British police are toddler rapists. You're defending that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there.